That's all of heavy breathing down there. So I told myself I was not going to go too hog wild with the inking before I colored with the Copics, because what always happens is that I end up having to do it all over again when I'm finished with that, with coloring, because it kind of fades everything out. But I have a hard time helping myself. So I probably will just do the whole thing over again when I finish coloring. And I have a order of pens coming in. I ordered from Jet Pens, and they are sending a replacement for these two. Let's see how mine's on screen. These Faber-Castell .1s, they were basically dead when they arrived, dry, so they're sending me replacements for those. And then I ordered, this is the purple Micron, and I have a 5, and I have a 0.3 in another brand. So I've ordered several different line widths of the purple marker. The purple and the pink Microns are probably turning out to be my favorite for lining most things. And I will still use black. When I'm all done with coloring, I will usually go over certain points, like the eyes, with either the purple or the actual black, and sometimes, especially for the eyelashes, I'll go over with the actual black to really make those eyes pop. But this piece I'm doing especially because I wanted an opportunity to practice faces, most specifically because the ones I've been doing have been pretty small. The faces are really shrunk down, and I have not been happy with a lot of how they have turned out. So I'm going to do a few of these just really up-close portraits to practice that a little more, to practice getting the lines that really make the face. I can do this so much better in digital because I control those pixels just exactly. I can put them pixel by pixel where I want, how I want. This is not as forgiving a medium. Sorry about that, knocking the camera. And I have to, sorry for the jumping all around. You just have to be really a lot more focused, because if you make a mistake, it's there. You can't just undo it, you can't just move it around. So I go very, very slow and carefully with this stage. I'm pretty slow with all of my traditional work, I think, because I'm just like being so freaking careful, sort of holding my breath. But I just wanted to show this part of it, and I'm going to see how this looks, and if the footage is good, then I might try showing some actual coloring. I don't have good lighting, unfortunately, because my ring light's broken, so I've got some lamps and I'm trying to get you guys some good footage, so we'll see how this turns out. Thanks for watching. Okay, let's try this some more. I'm just going to keep working on this line work and experiment with the camera and how it's showing things for this sort of setup, because I would really love to make more of these sorts of videos for you. And my favorite sorts of art videos to watch are chatty videos that someone is drawing or painting or doing something while they chat. And so my favorite, and I don't think I will easily be able to do these, but my favorite personally is when somebody has filmed their art process and they've sped it up, so it's basically a time lapse, and they are talking. Basically they do a voiceover. Yeah, so they do a voiceover of their sped up video, and I see some people, and I'll click on it and then quickly lose interest because I'm usually doing something too. So if it's just a time lapse with no narration or something like that going on, then I personally tend to have a lot less interest in it, and I'm not going to stick around and watch it, unfortunately. Some tutorial type things that have some typed text or something are a exception to that, but yeah, so I know personally that just a time-lapse video of working on some art is not as interesting, and people tend to not like those as much. So let me know what your opinion is on that. So that's ideally what eventually I'd like to do. That I've never done that. I've never done film something and then done a voiceover on it. I've never done that, and what kind of the technical logistics of that, I would have to work out. So, so for right now, you'll get me talking and my slow pace art with maybe some sped up parts in between. But yeah, so I am interested in doing more of this, and I hope that you guys will enjoy these too. And if you don't want to watch these, that's totally fine. It's definitely not going to be just an art channel or something. At the base of it, at the heart of it, this is a BJD hobby channel, and the art that I'm going to be sharing is, for the most part, I'll most likely keep it BJD themed, and that's the topic I'm used to, that I'm interested in, as well. Say it is hard to do this and talk at the same time, and that's why I think the voiceovers are so nice, because you can just concentrate on your art and then do a voiceover talking about your process or some other topic. So those are my favorites. So what I've done here, and I'm using these pink, I think they're called rose. Let's see, I don't think it says anywhere on here that it's a color, but you can tell by the pink. It's pink on there and it's pink there, versus just a regular black micron. It's black. And like I said, I've ordered some more because micron pens are my favorite. And I just love how they handle, and they don't smear, and so you gotta give them enough time to dry. It's really important. But I have a 3 too. Where did it go? So yeah, I do have a 3 in this. And my goal here, and I don't know, hopefully you can see this, is that what I do typically is I do the whole drawing. Usually the whole drawing is done initially in this. These are mechanical pencil with colored lead, and I like to draw with that, and then I line initially with the smallest liner I can get, which is these 005s, and these are 0.2 millimeters. So I go over everything with that, and then I go in with different sizes of these to vary my line width, and I really enjoy that process, and this is the way I've done it for many years, and in a way it's imitating probably what somebody would do with a brush pen naturally, but I never had those in the past. So this is the technique that I developed, was just building up my lines. So it's a slow process. It's not super exciting. A lot of people have asked me about it though, so I figured I'd include it. I'm just going to keep going here and talk sporadically in between. And again, this is kind of an experiment to see how well it turns out. I've got some little dolls here for funsies. And this is kind of hard because I'm used to really moving my paper all over the place. And so I'm going to try not to do that, but I might. So if it moves all around, I'm sorry. Where's that 3 at? Where'd it go? Is it in here? Oh, I had a 3. Maybe I didn't. I thought I did. I thought I was able to get a hold. But I can't wait for my order to come in from Jet Pens. Now maybe I didn't have a 3. I said my favorite, very favorite, is the purples. And this has really made me aware of how closely I put my head to the paper. And so I hope this doesn't turn out with just seeing my head a lot. Yeah, for you. A good match doesn't script. That's sort of here. I do enjoy doing a piece that's all line work, and establishing a lot of values and shading by utilizing lines. And it's a bit of a balance when you're going to color. What I found is that, in my opinion anyways, you have to scale back on that when you want to color. Well, I guess it depends on the look that you're going for. But anyways, I find that a lot of my marker pieces, personally, I feel like they look a little nicer without as much line work done. But sometimes I can't help myself. See, can you see this okay? I'll have to review this and see how well it turns out. So yeah, I like to go over everything with a really fine pen, as fine as I can get. So it was such a bummer when I ordered all those pens from Jet Pens, and I wasn't able to really use that blue and green Faber-Castell Echo pens for what I wanted to, because I didn't have the fine liners. I only had the bigger. and so I wasn't able to utilize that, but I was able to. That was very nice of JetPens. They're sending me replacements free of charge. So that definitely, if they hadn't handled it like that and kind of just gave me a too bad, then I wouldn't have been ordering from them again. But because they did that, then I did order again. So highly recommend. Good customer service there. And it was all handled by email. They answered my email and helped me out. Who's that snoring? I think that's Toby. One of the things that I'm really focusing on is drawing clothes. So the last 4 years, I've been working on sewing pretty heavily, but I've never been good at like drawing folds and fabric, and so I'm doing more studies on that, using reference, being sure to use reference to learn what folds actually look like, and then techniques for simplifying that, for shading it, for coloring it, for establishing that with line work, whatever art form I'm using, medium I'm using. I'm enjoying that. I've always been more drawn to drawing animals, and so this is all kind of new for me, and I still struggle with drawing people and fabrics, and do have to rely generally heavily on reference. I'm kind of winging it here on this part, and I think you can tell some of the breakdown, but I'm just trying to maybe go a little more stylized with it, simplify the forms. And I have definitely learned the value of a good sketch with coloring, because with digital media, you can just experiment and change, and you don't have to do an underpainting. But I have been kind of doing that in some cases, doing an almost underpainting type technique. I use these for my sketch. They're erasable, they're and water soluble. I don't typically erase my lines though, because once I go over and start coloring and inking, it will dissolve, and I actually kind of like the effects I can get with that, depending on what it is that I'm doing. I have the blue and the purple, and blue and pink, and I do have a purple one, but I don't have refills for it. But yes, I really like some of the effects you can get with that, and I really enjoy sketching with those. It's just a lot more enjoyable than a regular pencil. I don't know why, but it is. So I bought a bunch of extra lead. Can you still see what I'm doing? So I'm enjoying making borders around things and coloring, and just a Photoshop fill, but somehow I like it better because it's with a marker, and it's just got that texture. I just really, it's not perfect, it's not, and I really enjoy that. Oh, that's Arwen. That's Arwen that's snoring so much. Hi, Lola. Lola's in a bed in the hallway and sad, so I should move one in here. Why is she laying in this? What's wrong with this bed? Do you want to lay in this bed? Look at this bed right here, Lola. Look at this bed. Okay, sorry, bulldog interruption. I might speed this up. Wonder if I'll sound like a chipmunk, or if you'll be able to understand what I'm saying. I had to make some business calls this morning, and I was sitting on the couch. Olive was sitting right next to me, and I'm got the phone to my ear, and I'm leaving a message for somebody, and she just makes this most disgusting, gagging, retchy noise, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, very professional. But it never fails. You gotta make an important phone call in this household, and there's a bulldog to barf very vocally, so everyone can hear it. For the border, I typically I will draw the lines. Oops, sorry guys, I keep knocking it with my leg. I will draw the lines with a ruler and a pencil, and so it can be so it's erasable. And then I go over it with a fine liner without the ruler because I'm not interested in it being perfectly straight. And then this is the other thing I do, which I almost forgot for this one, is I like to round the corners. And let's see if I can find a template for that. Yeah, here we go. This thing. So I love the rounded corner look. Oh, but yeah, I'm very slow. I'm slow with sewing. I'm slow with art. I was pretty good. I think I was pretty fast. You know, it's been 5 years since I really used Photoshop at this point, but I worked with it as my main hobby for 5 years, and was very prolific, like produced a lot of pieces that I was happy with. But I think I got pretty efficient and pretty quick. Digital media definitely has those advantages, and I think I could definitely become pretty speedy with traditional if I put as much energy and time into it as I did the digital art for 10 years. But you know, we're not there. So let's. This is a long straight. Can you see? Today is it the 30th? I think it's the 30th. And I need to make my end of the year BJD video where, you know, the end of the year tag. I've done it every year since I've been on YouTube, which I don't think I got on YouTube till 2016. I just had I think October was when I first posted a video. I don't know, I might just be misremembering. October 2016. So I've done the end of the year collection review and the end of the year BJD tag. I do it every year. Oftentimes it ends up happening in January, just because it's become such a big. I have to clean up everything, and I want everyone to be looking the way they're supposed to. And because there's some dolls that I'm making things for, so they're not together in one piece, or naked or half naked. So yeah, so there's a lot of cleaning up and arranging that has to happen. And I do have 3 days off here, so we'll see if I can manage to do that. There, okay. So I really like going, you know, I like that it's imperfect. I like that the lines are not razor sharp like it was on a ruler or done in Photoshop. So Okay guys, well, I finished the line work to my satisfaction, and I want to move on to the coloring with alcohol markers, and so that's going to be in part 2. I've got my Copic markers and my Ohuhu brush markers, which I love, and we're going to color this one in the next video, and I hope that I'll be able to make a good video for you guys. This doll is the inspiration for this. She's not wearing the same clothes at this point, but she's got the wig, and so she's the inspiration. Okay, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.